morning, everybody. Hope you're having a fantastic Monday morning. We're getting cranked up and everything. I actually went to Home Depot yesterday, bought some paint, some primer. So we're going to meet over first thing at the house and get that primed. Hopefully later on today it will be dry and we'll be able to go ahead and spray the ceilings. Now, I say all that in the sense that one of the things that has helped me tremendously to become more successful is great coffee. Just kidding. But I do love my coffee in the morning. And I will say this. Saturday I slept in, Sunday I slept in, and it sure felt good. I'm kind of digging that idea of not being up at the crack of dawn 5 days a week, so 7 days a week. So old retirement might be just around the corner, just a little bit. So, you know, the thing about it is we go and do, and had a great time. Took the motorcycle out yesterday, got some good food with Allison, was riding. We probably did 80 miles on the bike or so, and just had a real good time, you know. And the thing, because I'll see people with pictures of them, you know, in Florida we have a lot of springs, and so I'll see a lot of pictures of people like at the river having a good time, out in kayaks on the bayou, you know, about 120 yards from my front door is a bayou. And the thing that, you know, I would always watch or look at these pictures and say, man, they look like they're having a great time. I wish I was doing that, you know. In actuality, I was doing exactly what it is that I wanted to be doing, okay? The thing that eluded me, that did not register, is that those people made those activities a priority, and that's why they were occurring in their life, you know. Me going kayaking and doing that just wasn't a priority. Me firing up the motorcycle yesterday, getting it out of it, that was a priority. Me going to church yesterday, that was a priority. And I made that happen as far as I actually showed up on time. The whole thing about becoming financially independent, building wealth with folks is that so often we're not willing to make it a priority. You know, it was a funny thing. I met a realtor on Facebook. Sent them a message, said, hey, I'm an investor here in Pennsylvania. Oh, that's great. I'm a realtor. Are you looking for any properties? I'm looking for properties every day. And I asked them, I said, you know, do you do any rentals? No, I need to save up to make that happen. And I was like, okay. I said, well, how can I help with that? So then they come back with, well, if you'll go ahead and just give me $20,000, you know, I'll be able to do this, this, and this, and I got some other stuff going on. I'm willing to divulge that and everything. And I was like, okay. I said, oh yeah, and then I've got a teenage son, and I said, so are you saying that you're not able to save any money because you have a child? Is that the, you know, and this is with them telling me I'm heading to their softball tournament, okay? And I don't know if you all know this, and I don't have any, so I'm not an authority. I just go by what my friends that do have children say. Those kids' sports are absolutely astronomical in fees. I mean, for a pair of cleats, a glove, this, that, going to these tournaments, you got fees, you got entry fees, you got, you know, lodging if it's out of town and everything like that. And then before you know it, you've dropped $1,000, and then you've done this a couple weeks in a row, okay? Now, you've heard the old saying from Buddy Gerald, life's a trade, you know. The thing is that every time something comes up for those kids to do, it's not necessary for them to do it. You know, the thing is that I've never heard somebody in their 40s say, you know, I remember my parents taking me to every game, and I'm really thankful that they did that. And I'm not saying that it doesn't exist, okay? I'm not saying that. I just have not heard that yet. What I have heard is people say, my parents did spend a lot of time. However, that time can be spent without it involving something that costs money. You know, going to the park, taking your kid and, you know, spending time with them on the swings, or, you know, the merry-go-round, or, you know, like here in Pensacola, we could take them and walk them downtown. You know, go see some of the sights and everything like that. That doesn't cost a dime except for our time. And the thing is that when building wealth and becoming wealthy, becoming rich is a priority, that's when it's going to start to happen. You know, it's a funny thing, that same person, I said, well, let me show you, what if I introduce you to a single mom that has not one, not two, but 3 kids, had no spousal, got divorced, and turned their net worth worth over $1 million in just a couple of years. Her response was, that's cool, and then I was blocked. Might have hit a little nerve right there. It happens. I have been known to step on some toes every now and then. So, what that really is, they're not interested in actually finding out how to start building some wealth. It gives them something to bitch about, something to talk about, and a lot of times that's the case with people when it comes to building wealth. Very few people will sit there and look you in your eye and say, you know what, that's something I really don't want to do. I actually want to live paycheck to paycheck, and the stress from worrying about paying my bills is really not that bad, so I'm going to stick with the way that things are going. Very few will actually say that and be that honest. However, that's what their actions totally show. The thing about it is that, you know, being an entrepreneur is not for everybody. Being self-employed is not for everybody. These are very difficult paths, very hard paths to take. You know, building wealth and getting rich is actually very simple. I didn't say it was easy. You will go through a process that will totally suck. And that's going to be about the first 5 to 7 years. And it's going to kind of go like this, and then all of a sudden it's going to exponentially go, and there's going to be a turn, and you're going to gain a lot of traction, okay? But what has to happen in the meantime is extra work, okay? And, you know, nothing that I say is, or I'd say 98% of what you hear come out of my mouth is from somebody else, okay? Because how to build wealth, how to become rich, how to generate passive income has not changed, okay? And the thing about it is that generally speaking, we are conditioned that whatever it is that we do 9 to 5 with a W-2, 5 days a week, 4 days a week, if you work 10 hours each day, that stays the same, okay? And the thing is that you and I are conditioned to basically blow through all of that money with nothing left over. It's kind of the American way, right? There's a lot more people in this country living paycheck than there are that are living paycheck and having a savings account and then doing some investing as well, okay? You hear the term about the 8th day. Well, the 8th day is having some type of passive income that actually makes you money and pays you without you basically doing anything for it, okay? Now, there's only one investment that I know that it truly fits that bill, and those are dividend-paying stocks, okay? If you're in your early and you want to have a great amount of money to be able to live on and enjoy life, you know, when you're in your 50s, then I highly recommend that. I'm not opposed to stocks at all. The thing about it is that, like with me, I started later in life. I started in my mid-30s. And so for me to be able to retire in my 50s, the stock's not going to do it. Or let's say this, I am not willing to work hard enough to get, and where I would probably need to be at is about 5 million in the market working and paying dividends to me, okay? And I'm just not willing to work that hard to make that happen. Real estate is easier, okay? I know you see the videos, us doing the trash outs and having to go through evictions and everything like that, but you know, the majority of the properties are not like that. One or two evictions per year once you get to a certain number of properties and everything. And it's just a numbers game, because I mean, it's going to happen, all right? Just the same as, you know, if you only drive 10 miles 1 week, you know, the chance of you getting a flat tire, nah. But if you drive 500 miles a week, there's a lot better chance of you getting a flat tire. You know, I don't make the rules, but I got to play by them, okay? And they do exist. So I say all of this to bring it back around in the sense that, you know, you make it a priority, it's going to happen. It's going to come to fruition, okay? The thing about it is that so often, you know, people will ask me, and, you know, just 2 weeks ago I had somebody, oh, let me take you out to lunch and everything. You know, I'd like to hear what you got to say. I want to pick your brain and everything. And then, you know, we did that. And they said, you know, do you mentor people? And I said, yes, I do. I said, it's $100 an hour. And they were like, you know, well, I'd like to get together with you for, you know, 1 hour each month, and, you know, and I'll pay for the meal and everything. And I was like, it's something that I'm just not willing to do. And, you know, my time is very precious. And if I'm going to invest time into you, you know, you need to bring value to my life as well. You didn't say you're going to come clean my house. You're not going to, you know, cut my grass. You're not going to do that. You know, none of those things was talked about. That I'm going to get is that you're going to pay me. Well, never heard anything back from that person on doing that. And that says a couple of things. One, they truly don't value me, okay? Or they have this perception that all of this information that they would get from me is available, and it's not going to be that hard of work, but it would have been easier for them to spend money on a meal and talk to me and get those, instead of them actually doing the research themselves. And so what I end up seeing is that it really comes down to your action and what you're putting forth. What are you putting out to the universe? You know, this week my plan is I'm making 20 offers on properties. Why? Because there's a much better chance at least one gets accepted. If I only put in 2 offers, that's pretty not real good odds. One thing's for sure, if you never put in the offer, you will never know. It's Rental Robert with the Hustle Nation. My email is in the description if you need to get in touch with me. Have yourself a very fantastic day. Be productive, be profitable. Figure out who's got your money.